we can negotiate this if NATO will diminish its presence in Black Sea, which has increased by 60% this year in a comparison to the previous year, and the Baltics, which also has increased by 60%. That is too much. We should negotiate it, but mutually respectful basis.
Now, you've mentioned the exercises in Belarus. President Macron felt on Monday that he got a promise from President Putin that they would go. A lot of them came from the far east of Russia, that they would all go back at the end of that exercise. Is that a promise?
Normally, after the exercises, troops that has been brought to some place, they're getting back. Absolutely. As I have said, exercises will finish by the 20th of February, and that depends, of course. I do believe that they will come back.
What I'd like to get a sense of is whether President Macron's ideas of what was agreed are correct. Because the day after he left Moscow, Dmitry Peskov, the president's spokesman, came out and said, no, we didn't give assurances about de-escalation, for example.
You will have tomorrow your Minister of Defense in Moscow. And as far as I know, he will bring, together with him, will arrive Chief of General Staff, who will have separate talks on that issue. This is up to them to talk about that, and they will see the picture. Specialist to specialist.
That's important, though. So you feel that the subject of those talks will include de-escalation and what to expect in the coming days?
I can imagine from London, being here in London, I can imagine that will be the case.
No, but I'm sure you were involved in some sense in the preparation of the visit, so you feel...
From the organizational side, of course.
So you feel that we will see some concrete details of de-escalation, or rather the British
let's wait for tomorrow.
Military and defense chiefs in Moscow will get some of that.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's important. If you now can see an end to this crisis, would it be fair to say you can see the tension now is going to diminish?
You know that final de-escalation will be done after full implementation of Minsk agreement, that we need badly, of course. But Ukraine do not want to carry out this, or to implement Minsk agreements. It has been said recently, just in recent 2 days, by the head of administration, by the president himself. He is not eager to implement Minsk agreements. That's a problem, the biggest problem now.
And it's fair to say that President Macron agrees with your interpretation. He said in Moscow on Monday night, full implementation of the Minsk agreement is now an agreed point. So to that extent, do you expect countries like France, maybe Germany, to put pressure on Ukraine to implement the Minsk agreements?
We would like very much that France, Germany, US, United States, and of course United Kingdom, instead of putting ultimatums, will press Ukrainian government to implement fully Minsk agreements, especially its political part.
All right, let's talk about the meeting today with Liz Truss and Sergei Lavrov, your ultimate boss in Moscow, because a lot of people are saying it was a bit of a disaster, that he talked about a dialogue of the deaf. Did you expect it to go so badly?
We did expect that it will be a certain brilliance of British diplomacy, which we did not discover at all, because UK minister was speaking with and operating with a limited number of slogans and formulations. And it was nothing like a dialogue based on mutual respect, recognition of mutual interests, and search of solutions. We did not see any contribution. She was repeating just formulations and slogans that she is doing it here in the parliament, by Twitter, in the newspapers, nothing else.
Were you expecting a detailed conversation about Ukraine, Minsk agreements, future security in Europe? Is that what you're saying?
It was a detailed explanation from the Russian side by Minister Lavrov, what is happening, what is our desire, well, this the situation, but the British side neither listened and nor heard what we were saying.
But you might say, after the impasse, after the Salisbury poisonings, that this is a new start. Both the visit today by Liz Truss and Ben Wallace tomorrow, the Defence Secretary, that this does constitute a new moment for Russia and the UK.
I heard in a statement by Boris Johnson in the Parliament that he is sending two ministers to Moscow in order to improve relations or something like that. So far, I cannot say that it happened, but we are always prepared for a dialogue. We are always prepared for improvement of relations if it will be a way with bilateral way, of course. There is mutual desire.
Ambassador, thank you very much.